guys, welcome back. My name's Taylor and I'm a holistic birth and postpartum doula here in New Jersey. Today we are talking all about being an overnight doula. Things that I find can be helpful to know, what a typical shift looks like, shift times, rates, and all of that good stuff. So welcome and let's just get into it. I always forget to say this, but please like this video. Please subscribe if you're new and turn those notifications on so you don't miss a future video. So what do? We are overnight doulas and we work in the night. Some postpartum doulas do both daytime and overnight work. I highly recommend learning about newborn sleep that's appropriate for the age of the baby that you're beginning to work with, and just learning a little bit about breastfeeding too, because those are the most common questions when being an overnight doula. We arrive between 9 and 10 p.m. and leave in the morning between 5 and 7 a.m. for the most part. That totally depends on distance and your own preferences if you're looking to get into this work. Our goal is to provide parents a better night's sleep than if we weren't there. We want to know about how the day has went, how the night before was, if they have any questions on how their days are going, breastfeeding, sleep, and so you know what to look out for through the night and things like that. And as soon as you kind of answer all their questions and chat a little bit, then it's time for parents to go to sleep, and then we are full on with baby until baby needs to eat. When I arrive at a shift, I always encourage parents to leave any dishes, breastfeeding parts that I can clean, storing milk, folding laundry. I love to help with that stuff in the middle of the night. So typically the setup looks like parents in their room or their choice of space and baby sleeping in their nursery or in a general living area in the house where lights can be dimmed. And I always recommend just being a bit spaced out from the parents so they can get a really good sleep when baby is sleeping. And if baby is having some gas or some fussiness through the night, it won't necessarily wake them up. So in the middle of the night when baby wakes up and is ready to feed, we'll bring baby in to breastfeed and we ask if they need any water, if they're awake, if they need something, and then just kind of give them some time. I don't really like to sit and chat with them in case their partner is sleeping or anything like that, unless they have questions that they need answered. So as the night continues, I always write an outline of what happened through the night. So I'll write the times of the feedings, which breast they fed on, the length of time. I'll write diaper changes, I'll write any outfit changes, spit ups, just kind of log everything between sleep, diaper, feeding, and anything that I feel is beneficial for the parents to know when they wake up. If I learn that baby likes a certain position, likes being held a certain way, enjoys something that I do, I like to write that down because it's helpful for them to know for the next night. If they find something helpful that works for them, they can let me know, and vice versa. It's really a team effort. So when a shift ends, if baby is still sleeping, I will invite mom to come into the space that baby is sleeping, so this way mom can sleep on a place around the baby and not have to wake the baby up. Or if baby's awake, then I will help transition baby's things and baby into the parents' room so baby can feed and go back to sleep. I always take about 10 minutes before my shift ends to coordinate what's happening, get in touch with mom or the parent that's sleeping, and then help them just transition nicely before I hit the road. Let's talk a little bit about shifts and rates. This is gonna completely depend on where you're located, the experience that you have, what you feel comfortable with charging, etc. I think that it's really helpful to kind of get a look of the other doulas in your area, see if that is already a niche, learn about what other people are offering, and then you'll probably get a sense of what to price yourself at. I see most commonly rates from $20 an hour to $45 an hour, and you really have to make sure that your rates are realistic for the areas that you're serving. Normally I do a minimum hour shift, so my shifts start between 9 and 10 and I normally leave between 5 and 6 because that's just what I've found has worked for me. Personally, something that I've discovered is that I like having my overnight spaced out, so I will do every other night for a family, or I'll do 2 nights in a row but like clusters of them, just so I have some normal nights in there too, especially with having Lila home. But I think that kind of just comes with experimenting. So when I leave between 5 and 6 a.m. I head home and I sleep. I sleep for like 5 or 6 hours. I wake up around 11 to 1, somewhere around then in the afternoon, and then I feel pretty good for the rest of the day. But I've done overnight shifts where I only sleep a few hours, and boy, it beat me up. So I just recommend, if you are going to be starting overnights, to really make sure you can get that solid at least 5 hours when you get home, because it's tiring and we are up all night with the baby. I sometimes take a cat nap of like 20 to 30 minutes if baby's sleeping pretty well, but with a newborn that's very rare that happens. So that's just the way that I do it. I'm sure other doulas do it differently, but I find that when I just kind of go through it, you know, full speed ahead, I feel better, and I get more of a solid sleep when I get home too. So that's just what I recommend. In the nights that I do have an overnight, I don't work a day shift the next day. So I take that morning and I sleep, and then I wake up and I have a normal day, but I typically don't head into a shift or anything after waking up. When I'm heading into a shift, I always bring a little hygiene bag. I bring my little work bag with me, and I like to keep like my contact stuff, any night routine things that I like to do, I bring in a bag, along with a couple snacks in the little Ziploc baggies, because anything that pops open, or even some granola bars, are just so crinkly, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, why did I bring this bag of food? I'll really only bring my laptop if we're in like a living room setup, because I've realized that regardless of how far I am away from baby in the nursery, if I take out my phone light and it's super bright, or my laptop light and it's bright, baby can sense that, and they are super smart, so they know when you're doing things around them. I think that really wraps up everything that I want to speak on being an overnight doula. But if you guys have any further questions, or if you're new at this work or want to get into it and I didn't touch on something that you're curious about, feel free to leave that down below, or you can reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm happy to answer your questions there too. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you guys in a future video.